Nobody move. You're all under arrest. You think I'm kidding? 6. I got him. All right. Who am I and why am I here? You got to admit this is a pretty neat trick to produce a suit that talks your language or that is your friend. I am not a technical hacker. I'm an unemployment agency for hackers, and I do try and help link people together. And ultimately, I was asked by the Marine Corps to resign from the Central Intelligence Agency and serve as the senior civilian standing up the Marine Corps Intelligence Center. And I did that. And we spent $10 million on a top-secret classified system. And I talked a little bit about this earlier, so I won't belabor it. The bottom line is, after a lifetime of collecting secrets, I suddenly realized that most of my secrets were worthless in terms of getting real work done. So for me, working for the Marine Corps was a real privilege, and I learned a lot. But Gates just didn't get it. So I asked my general officer, actually I asked my SES equivalent, for permission to run an international symposium on my own time to more or less jumpstart the issue of open source intelligence. And I got permission. I met the requirements of SecNav Instruction 5000, which is that you declare your interests, you take no money from the Marine Corps, and your supervisor agrees it's in the best interest of the government. This is where Howard comes in. I tracked him down. I had no idea what a wild man he was. I mean, Tools for Thought is a very sane, rational book, and nowhere in there do you see anything about painted boots and magicians' clothes and stuff like that. But I tracked Howard down. I got him to agree to speak. I pulled together people like Bob Kahn, Jay Keyworth, science advisor to the president, Paul Straussman. Admiral Studeman honored us with his presence and made some very sensible remarks. And don't misunderstand me. I am a strong supporter of the intelligence community. I think it needs to maintain its present level of funding. I just think that Jim Woolsey has failed miserably at reinventing intelligence. Anyway, to make a long story short, I got Howard there, and Howard's condition for agreeing to speak, outside of a few little things like money, was that I write an article for Whole Earth Review called Ethics, Ecology, Evolution, and Intelligence, an alternate paradigm for national intelligence. The whole idea was to create a citizens' intelligence corps, to put the power in the hands of the people, to allow people to be able to make informed judgments by having access. This includes government bureaucrats that are starved for information. But that really started me getting to know people. I went out to Europe. Rob was very good to me. I gave a talk there, got to know Emmanuel in the 2600 environment. And in fact, when I started my conference, I started bringing hackers in. And this is one of the points I want to make. The suits that attended my conference were absolutely flabbergasted at the hackers. I mean, one of them, Tsutsu, the Japanese guy that does cellular hacking, talked to an SES, that's a general officer equivalent from DIA, and the guy came back to me later bug-eyed. He said, I didn't realize. I mean, he had this perception of hackers as sleazeball criminals. And I think part of my role as your friend is to use my suit power to correct those misperceptions. Emmanuel was face-to-face with Greg Treverton, the vice chairman of the National Intelligence Council at my conference last year. It was awesome. I mean, talk about two opposite but complementary poles of brilliance. I just talked to Fiber Optic on the phone the other day. If anyone from ECHO is here, be warned, I'm competing for his services. And I think that you represent a critical national resource. When the Israelis catch a hacker, they give him a job. I think this conference, I think of every single one of you as legal, law-abiding citizens that has enormous potential to make a contribution to our national security and our national competitiveness, defined in a wholly new way. Defined in a way that recognizes that electronic democracy is about popular intellectual power. With that, let me stop and say that I consider it an enormous privilege to be here. I was going to undress for you. Beneath this suit is a Hackers 9.0 t-shirt from Lake Tahoe and a pair of shorts. But I do have detractors and enemies, and some of them are in this room. And they would use it against me in Washington. So look for me later in appropriate clothing. with this hat. Now, please, let me, what kind of questions have you always wanted to ask a spy? The intelligence community essentially consists of the clandestine operations, which is humans handling agents, where you go out and you recruit someone, you persuade them to betray their country or betray their corporation, usually for money. That's what I did. I was very good at it. And I've left that behind me because I realized a lot of it wasn't very useful. Now, I think we need to do that, but I think we need to do it in a much cleverer way. I spent 9 years at CIA. I was very proud and pleased to be at CIA. I still respect that organization and the people who work there. I then went to become a civilian in Marine Corps intelligence because they wanted me to stand up the Intel Center. I'm one of the few people that served in 3 of the 4 directorates at CIA. I've done overseas ops, I've done satellites, I've done tech, and I can read and write. And you know, it was good. It was a good package. And I was very proud to go to the Marine Corps. God bless them because they changed me. Win Schwartau, his book Terminal Compromise, his lawyers wouldn't let him do this one. This is a great book. You know, do me a favor, improve on this book. This is Information Warfare, Chaos on the Electronic Superhighway. It's got a blurb by one Robert Steele on the back. I obviously believe in this book. This book is my weapon for scaring the hell out of everybody in charge of communications and computing in this country. Win Schwartau, he's here in the white shorts and the Oklahoma version of a Hawaiian shirt. Win, are you here? I guess not. He's doing more important things. He's heard me before. But Win Schwartau, I encourage you to talk to him. And frankly, I want you to write the next book. I'd love to see you guys, Hope, as an organization, publish a book on your views on what's wrong with our existing system and how it can be fixed. I think I'm being thrown off. To improve security.
Recognize his face?
Yeah, sure. Where is it?
You don't know who this is?
What do you want me to do?
Baron respect.
What?
Who it is.
We are Kevin Mitnick.
You know, Bruce Sterling did not do me a favor, although I'm sure he had good intentions. Wherever you are, Kevin, I have nothing against you. Please do not fuck with my credit account.
All right.
Oh, God bless. Yeah, for those of you that missed it, I mean, Bruce at the end of CFP said that, first off, the FBI rousted me out of my room. Because I was registered as Robert Steele, which is my real name. And apparently Kevin uses the pseudonym Agent Steele, S-T-E-A-L. And I had just come in from Australia through Hawaii. I was real tired, and I had gotten in at 5 in the morning. They knocked on my door at 9, and they were very, very handsome people. And very well-dressed and very well-behaved. And please understand, I have absolutely nothing against the FBI for this action. They knocked on the door, I said, room service. And I woke up, I said, I didn't order room service, go away. So they knocked on the door again. This time they said, FBI. I said, okay. So, so this large, balding, middle-aged, fat man, okay, chunky. Toffler calls me chunky, which is nice. We talked about whether it should be chunky or chubby and settled on the more diplomatic term. Anyway, I go over to the door naked, open the door. However, I'm sticking out, okay? They did not ask to feel my legs. But I think they recognized when I identified myself that I was the wrong person, and they said they apologized and they went away. And I got absolutely nothing against it. Anyway, Bruce heard of that, heard of Kevin. They arrested someone else. And at the end of CFP, he said that I was 100 times smarter and 10,000 times more dangerous than Kevin. And a lot of us were spending time trying to figure out what he meant. I think he means I'm trying to change the system as a whole rather than just doing individual stuff. But I realized recently that I hope it hasn't pissed Kevin off. And if any of you are friends of Kevin, please tell him I'd love to buy him lunch. You know, anytime. Really, I mean, I am no enemy of any of you. All right, where are we in terms of time? I mean, I'm at your mercy. I can either talk or I can stop. I can do an offline discussion with some of you. Stop. I'm gone. Goodbye. Oh, hang on a second. Rob, are you here? Is Rob here? Rob? Damn, okay. You don't have to clap again. Let me just show you this. The hotel managed to lose these last year. We brought Emmanuel and Rob down to my symposium, and they had a session called Live Hackers, standing room only. And this is our Golden Candle Award to Rob for daring to lead 2 public gatherings of the best of the European hackers. I think a lot of him.